As many of you have gone to college, I'm currently in college, and you're well on your way. There's many decisions that you need to make as far as the selection process goes. First off, where am I going to college? What classes am I going to take? What major am I going to study? But probably most importantly, who am I going to room with? Who are my roommates? Where are my buddies going to be? But today I want to talk to you about something as far as finances go. The use of the credit card versus the debit card, and which one makes more sense for the college student. There's an ongoing debate between colleges and on college campuses as far as which one's better, the credit card or the debit card. They're virtually the same, they serve the same purpose, but there's differences that make them worlds apart. After extensive research on the subject, and me personally being a Financial Peace University graduate, I'd like to talk to you about the differences between the credit card and the debit card, the effects credit cards have had on college campuses, and how ultimately the debit card is the smartest decision for college students. Like I'd said earlier, the credit card and debit card, they serve the same purpose except for slight differences. Credit card is a form of payment that you use when you purchase something with someone else's money. According to Jennifer Barrett, a financial manager, in her article, Credit and Debit Cards, What You Need to Know, which was published on January 6, 2009, there are two main reasons that credit cards are beneficial to you. They allow you to spend money that you don't have, and then they give you rewards. Credit cards are, you pay back the money that you had spent on interest. So that means you're given a time frame to pay back the money that you had spent. So for example, let's say you make a $100 purchase on a new pair of shoes, and you have an agreement at 5% interest over 2 months. That means you have 2 months to pay the $100 back to the person, in this case the credit card company that you got the money from, and if you don't pay it in the 2 months, and you're at the 5% interest, every day after the 2 months you have to pay 5% interest added on to what you already haven't paid. So in this case, if you have $50 left to pay, it's over 2 months at 5% interest, you're adding $5 every day that you don't pay it off. So it can be kind of a stinger as far as if you can't maintain financial responsibility, you're going to be in the hole pretty quick. Debit cards, like I said, serve the same purpose as credit cards. You can rent a car with them, you can rent a hotel room, you can do the same thing, but it's directly linked to your personal bank account. It's basically like a gift card. If you have $100 in your bank account, you can only put $100 on your debit card, no more. And I think that's something that's very important because, like Dave Ramsey said in his he's a personal money management expert in his article, The Basics of Your Debit Card, which was published on August 29th, 2009, states that when you use a debit card, on your account means that there's no interest fees, there's no late fees, there's no over the limit fees or annual fees. It's an absolutely great way to stay out of debt. And I speak highly of debit cards, and I personally think that debit cards are much safer to use on college campuses. Just to rattle off some facts about what credit cards have done to college students on college campuses. First of all, they target college students. According to Dave Carpenter, he's a personal finance writer, in his article, the parents have to face tough cards for college kids, which was published July 11th, 2012, states that credit card issuers market aggressively to college students, targeting them to pre-screened mail offers. That statement's very real. I personally, within the first week of me being in college, got 5 emails from various credit card companies asking me to sign up. Like I said, I'm personally not about that. But again, just to rattle off some statistics for you about the effects they've had on college campuses. According to Credit.com in the article Student Credit and Debt Statistics published in 2012, 91% of undergraduates have at least one credit card. The average undergrad carries $3,173 in credit card debt. And then the average senior will graduate with $4,100 in credit card debt. Also, according to Martha C. White in her article, College Students and Credit Card Dunces, published April 12, 2012, 96% of graduate students have credit cards. As you can tell, that's $4,000 coming out of college. You're already in the hole. You're trying to find a job to pay off student loans that you may have, and then on top of that you have another $4,000. It's unacceptable. It's so hard. And if you can refer here, you can see right here where it's highlighted, that's college graduates, and by the time that they're in the ages 55 to 59, they're nearly $25,000 in debt because they can't catch up to what they started with out of college. So like I said, you utilize the debit card because it puts a limit on how much money you spend. You can't go over the limit. And there's people will criticize the debit card, saying that if you lose your debit card and someone picks it up, there's a lot of back fraudulent charges that you'll have. But I'm here to tell you, according to Reuters, it's an international news agency, in its article, Citicorp to introduce a photo ID charge card, which was published in April 18th, 1992, that they introduced a debit card with photographs in an effort to avoid on fraud. So that really isn't a problem anymore. You can get a photo identification on your debit card to avoid fraudulent charges. So if there's anything that you can learn from today, it's that credit cards and debit cards both work virtually the same, but yet they're very different. Credit cards can cause a huge financial problem for you as you graduate from college and try and find a job in the next stage of your life. So if there's one thing that I could express to you, it's before you make a decision in college as far as signing up for that credit card company, think just one more time and look at the debit card, because I promise you it may not seem that fun, having a budget, can't spend $100 on those pair of shoes, but at the end of the day you're going to come out $4,000 on top. Thank you. Have a good day.